Lecture C deals with understanding your college culture and your college campus. Chapter 1 objectives include describe what college will be like and what to expect, explain the differences between high school, work, and college, and to identify key campus features and information. Making the transition between high school, work, and college is important to your success. This course is designed to help you make that transition more easily. Chapter 1 of your textbook includes an acronym that helps you understand college culture. It talks about supplies, instructors' expectations, learning, vocabulary terms you should know, the effort that will be needed to succeed, and taking personal responsibility. This table of common college terms from the book includes AA for Associate of Arts degree, AAS, Associate of Applied Sciences. You should look and read through these carefully so that you understand what they mean. This course will deal with academic integrity. It will also talk about credit hour, degree plans, understanding financial aid, and GPA grade point averages. So begin to try to understand these basic terms that you'll be hearing at college. One of the hardest things for new students to understand is what the difference is between high school and college, or coming from the workplace to college. A couple of key areas that do differ is that in high school, often attendance is mandatory in order to meet the requirements. Obviously, attendance is mandatory at work to stay employed and to get paid. At college, some colleges vary in terms of attendance. Here at John Wood, attendance policies may vary from course to course, but generally the expectation is that you attend. In fact, your success in a course often depends on your attendance for the class. And so you have to attend regularly in order to succeed. But you should make sure you read your syllabus and understand what the specific attendance policies are. In high school, usually the entire 6 hours or 6 or 7 hours a day is spent in courses. At work, 8 to 10 hours can be a full-time day. Colleges vary a little bit though. If you take a 3-hour course, that means you'll meet 150 minutes each week in that class. And so you're not necessarily in classes all day. Now what will change is your expectations on the work that you do outside of class. In high school, there's only moderate to no outside work necessary to be successful in a high school class. This is the biggest difference with college and high school. In college, the majority of the work you do for class is done outside of class time. The rule of thumb is about 6 hours outside work for every 3 credit hour class that you take. And so that equivalent is 9 hours a week for a 3 credit class. Sometimes it will be more than that. If you have a test to study for, a project due, or a paper due, you may have to put more than those 6 hours in. So this is the most important thing that students need to understand. You need to schedule not only class time, but time outside of class to do the work. In high school, teachers will often check your homework or check with you on your progress. They'll get back with you if you're missing work, and the teachers take a lot of the responsibility. At college, the responsibility really is yours. You are an adult. You are expected to keep track of your assignments. You are expected to know when things are due. Instructors generally will not check on your homework or remind you of work. Now here at John Wood, a lot of instructors do take the initiative and communicate with students, but you cannot depend on that. So it's your responsibility to remind yourself of when things are due and to take that responsibility. In high school, there are frequent tests over smaller amounts of material. In college, you will find that tests usually cover a more substantial amount of material over longer periods of time. And this is why this course will cover some of the test-taking and study strategies that will help you be successful in college. You may have to change some of your study strategies in college. High school, you have very little choice about classes or attendance. In college, you're given more choices, which a lot of students like very much. In high school, you're a child. In college, you are an adult. Another difference in college is the expectation of classroom behavior. While some instructors all instructors vary a little bit in terms of their teaching styles or their expectations. For the most part, the following rules are the norm in John Wood Community College classrooms. You need to come on time. If you plan to leave early, you need to ask the instructor's permission, and you need to let the instructor know. Generally, you do not need to ask permission to use the restroom, but many instructors would like you to use the restroom ahead of time so you don't have to miss important parts of the lecture or be disruptive to the class. You need to come prepared. Bring supplies, notebooks, pens, your textbook. You always bring your textbook with you. That shouldn't be a question that you have to ask. And any other handouts or supplies that you've been given. Remain awake and attentive. No earphones, no iPods. So you come ready to work and ready to listen. You always take notes during any lecture. So you always have a notebook or paper in front of you, pen or pencil in your hand. Some courses, in fact, depend almost entirely on the notes for the tests. Do not complete work for other classes in a class. No food is allowed unless the instructor has allowed it. Always know what the class policy is. You may be asked to remove hats or sunglasses. JWCC's policies do not allow minor children in the classroom for everyone's safety. The key to this is to be prepared and to come and to be willing to listen and to work hard. Technology has offered a whole new level of concern for instructors and classroom behavior. There should be no texting or being on your phone, no texting above or below the table. You should put your phones away or at least put them on silence mode. Some instructors will allow you to leave your phones out if there may be an emergency call, but another strategy would be to let your loved ones know the John Wood number at the information desk and where you'll be, and someone can come to the classroom to remove you from the classroom. You shouldn't be checking your cells, especially during testing. This may be perceived as cheating. Instructors vary in terms of laptop use. For always ask permission to use laptops. They should be used for note-taking or referencing. There should be no general surfing during lectures, and they should not prevent a distraction. The whole idea is that you should be focused on the class. The classroom interaction is a key element of the service you're paying for. And so the idea is that, first of all, you shouldn't be taking away from your own edification, and you shouldn't be interfering with other students' ability to focus and to concentrate. So there should be no talking, no excessive talking. It's a distraction. You should ask questions. You may not be expected to raise your hand. It's always a good idea because it can get the instructor's attention. It's also a way to contribute to a lively discussion so that you don't talk over other students. You need to show fellow students respect. Keep other students' personal disclosures confidential. During discussions, wait your turn. Don't talk over other students. Raise your hand in order to be heard. Show attention and respect to the instructor. And one of the most important lessons to learn, rules to know, is do not pack up early. Wait until the class is over to pack up your books, put your coat on, grab your backpack. This is one of the pet peeves of instructors, that students often will start to pack up 5 to 10 minutes before the class has ended. We have a very limited amount of time each week, and each one of those minutes is scheduled for and important. So remain to the end before you pack up. There's lots to understand in college, getting the nitty-gritty. What's a schedule? How do credit hours work? What classroom hours? What's going to be expected in the classroom? What's going to be expected outside of the classroom? Which days of the week do you meet? Semester and terms, how does that work? Finals week at John Wood Community College is a little complicated because actually in a class where you normally meet 2 days a week, now you may only meet 1 day a week for 2 hours. And so know that finals week schedule so that you know which day of that week you're supposed to be meeting. There is a schedule planner link on eCompanion that you can download in order to make your own weekly plan. You also have a planner that's been given to you that you bought with this class that can help you schedule your week. Grades are a key component in college. They're the way that we measure a student's mastery of the material, success in a course, hard work, and intelligence. But grades are not the only measure for learning. The focus should be on learning and hard work, and not necessarily just the grades. Grading criteria will be explained in course syllabi, so it's always important to understand how your grade will be figured in any particular course. Grading scales may vary from class to class. Your grade point average will appear on your transcript as an indication of your average of grades from all of your classes. So John Wood uses a 4.0 scale, and this is referred to as a GPA, a grade point average. As James Banner and Harold Cannon wrote in a paper, grades are evaluations of your work, not of your character or intelligence. And this is important to remember. For some students, earning an A is really their only option. And for others, earning a C is a great success. So focus on your own work and your own learning, and don't really get too caught up in grades in a negative way. Earlier lectures laid out basic maps of the campus and understanding the different campuses we have. It's probably a good idea at this point, now that you've been at John Wood for a week or so, to kind of review that. Have you found your way around? Do you know how the campus is organized? Have you made a visit to any of the other campuses, not just the main campus? So these links are there on the home page, but probably a better idea is to visit some of these places, or to kind of start learning your way around John Wood beyond just your classrooms. What buildings have you started to use most? What spaces are available for quiet studying, group activities, and public events? Have you kind of explored the library area and the different lounges? What are you discovering as a good place to study between classes? If there are problems with noise in the library or computers that aren't available, please let someone know at the circulation desk. They would like the library to be a quiet place for study. Be sure to wander about and look for places to study and gather, and don't forget about the student lounges. A major goal of this course is to help you communicate better at John Wood Community College, both with fellow students, faculty, and staff. So make sure you know the different ways that you can get information from the website, from the portal, BlazerNet. Don't forget good old bulletin boards up on the walls and being able to look for information there. So learn how to communicate, where to go with information, and this is going to be a really important part of your success here at John Wood. It's important that you give a very serious thought to the difference between high school, work, and college. You may need to rethink your schedule or level of commitment. So if you really understand that a 3-credit course, the expectations is 9 or more hours of work a week, then you've got to understand that you may not necessarily be able to work as many hours during the week outside of classes that you perhaps did in high school. You need to think about your college expectations. What do you want from college? What are you expecting? What are your learning expectations? What are your future goals? This class is designed to help you start thinking about what it is you're really looking for here at John Wood. You should reflect upon the importance of grades to you. Are you willing to work for grades? Are you willing to accept the fact that you can learn even if your grades don't necessarily reflect A's or even B's? Are you willing to accept that a C in some classes is a great success? Be sure to do a John Wood walkabout. Go beyond your classrooms, look around, meet other students, look for opportunities to socialize, and become familiar with the different types of campus communication.